Hello everyone, welcome back to my vlog. So today I want to talk about something very simple, but honestly I think this is the very important thing. What is that? That the rest, not just sleep, but the real rest. Because I think many people today are physically alive, but mentally exhausted. And honestly, their life make people feel guilty for resting. People constantly feel pressure to stay productive, to keep working, keep studying, keep improving, keep moving, just doing all of things that shit. And honestly, slowing down sometimes feels almost illegal in today's world. One thing I just realized is that like many people only allow themselves to rest after becoming completely exhausted. Good. They ignore stress, ignore tiredness, and ignore emotional burnout. And honestly, humans are not machines. People need breaks emotionally and mentally too. Another thing about rest is that many people misunderstand it. They think rest means laziness. But honestly, rest and laziness are not the same thing. Rest helps the people recover. Laziness avoids responsibility completely. And honestly, exhausted people deserve recovery without feeling guilty about it. I also think social media creates unhealthy pressure around productivity. Every day, people see motivational content about the success, discipline, hustling, and becoming better constantly. And honestly, while ambition is important, non-stop pressure can become emotionally unhealthy too. Sometimes people feel guilty simply for taking a break, and that mindset becomes exhausting over time. Another thing I realize is that burnout happens slowly. At first, people simply feel tired, then motivation decreases. Small thoughts feel difficult. Emotions become unstable. Everything feels heavy mentally. And honestly, many people continue forcing themselves even when their minds are already exhausted. Because society even always praises overworking. People say things like no pain, no gain. You know that, right? And sleep later, keep grinding. But honestly, constantly ignoring mental exhaustion can damage emotional health deeply. I also think rest is the important because humans cannot think clearly when exhausted. When people are tired mentally, even small problems feel overwhelming. Simple frustrations becomes irritation, exertions becomes harder and motivation disappears. And honestly, many people do not realize how much exhaustion affects emotions. Oh, that's so noisy, guys. Sorry. And yeah, another thing about the rest is emotional rest, not only the physical rest. Because sometimes people are not physically tired, they are emotionally tired from overthinking, tired from pressure, and tired from pretending to be okay, tired from constantly worrying. And honestly, emotional exhaustion can feel heavier than physical exhaustion sometimes. I also realize that many people do not truly rest even during the free time. Their bodies stop working, but their minds continue resting endlessly, thinking about the deadline, future plans, problems, responsibilities, and honestly, real rest becomes difficult when the minds never feel calm. Another thing I notice is that people often feel guilty when resting because they compare themselves to others. Someone else seems more productive, more successful, discipline, and honestly, comparison destroys peaceful rest too. Because even during breaks, people still feel pressure internally. I also think many people attach their self-worth to productivity. They feel valuable only when achieving something, only when busy, only when useful. And honestly, that mindset becomes dangerous emotionally. Because humans still deserve real rest. The real rest, not just that sleep, but the real rest, even when they are not constantly producing results. Wait, I want to drink. Yeah, guys, so yes. Okay. And another thing about the rest is that nature itself rests, not follows day, season change. Even machines need cooling periods. And honestly, humans are part of nature too. Rest is natural, recovery is necessary. Ignoring that often creates deeper substance later. Like, we need the rest, bro. Rest is not laziness. And I just realized that people sometimes wait for the perfect time to rest. Like, that's not perfect time. We don't have a perfect time to rest. We rest if we just feel so tired. After exams, after work, after success, after responsibilities finish. But honestly, responsibilities never fully disappear. Life always continues. And the people who never allow themselves to rest often remain exhausted permanently. Another thing about rest is sleep. Many people sacrifice sleep for productivity. But honestly, lack of sleep affects the emotions, focus, health, and mental stability greatly. Sometimes people become emotionally sensitive simply because they are mentally exhausted. And honestly, proper sleep is one of the most underrated forms of self-cure. I also think peaceful moments matter more than people realize. Watching sunset, listening to music, walking quietly, drinking coffee slowly, and sitting without a pressure. And honestly, small peaceful moments help the mind breathe again emotionally. Another thing I learned is that resting does not mean giving up on ambition. People can still work hard while respecting their limits. And honestly, balance matters more than extreme productivity. Because success means very little if someone becomes emotionally destroyed while chasing it. I also realized that some people are addicted to being busy. Silence feels uncomfortable for them. Rest feels unfamiliar. And honestly, constant busyness sometimes becomes a distraction from unresolved emotions. When life becomes quiet, hidden stress and emotion finally appear. Another thing about rest is relationship. People become kinder, calmer, and emotionally healthier when properly rested. Exhausted people often become irritable unintentionally. Emotionally distant is overwhelmed. And honestly, rest improves emotional relationship too. I also think modern life normalizes exhaustion too much. People joke about sleeping only a few hours, being stressed constantly, feeling mentally drained every day. But honestly, chronic exhaustion should not feel normal. Humans deserve healthier emotional life than constant burnout. Another thing I realized is that rest had creativity too. Some of the best ideas appear during calm moments, not during panic or pressure. And honestly, peaceful mind think more clearly. That is why breaks often improve productivity instead of destroying it. I also learned that rest can be different for everyone. Some people rest by sleeping, and some by talking with friends, and some by praying, some by spending time alone, and some by enjoying the time, and enjoying the nature. And honestly, people should learn what makes their mind feel peaceful personally. Another thing about rest is learning boundaries. Sometimes people become exhausted because they say yes to everything. Too many responsibilities, too many expectations, too many emotional burdens, and honestly, protecting energy is important too. I also realized that resting is not weakness. Humans are not supposed to function perfectly every single day. we don't need to be perfect in this world. We just need to be ourselves and live for ourselves. Just say fuck to people, bro. Yeah, that's the video.